Hey guys, how's it going? So the last couple of days I've been receiving a lot of messages asking about the usage of music to learn languages. Um, it is the usage of music is very different from your mainstream study method. Why? Because um, first, it's not all songs that will provide you the best material to study, right? Because you have people mumbling while they are singing, you have slang, you have clipping, which is like when you partially drop part of a word, which is pretty common in colloquial language. You have the intonation and rhythm of the words being adapted to the song. For example, Michael Jackson songs, they are very different. It's very hard to understand his songs for a foreigner, especially. And there are still songs that I can't make out the lyrics when I'm listening to him, to his songs. Um, of course, if you change music styles, you can have different approaches, different styles of pronunciation, even. So it's very peculiar. Peculiar. Um, when you're using music, there are some different strategies that you can use to benefit the best from using music. First, you need to find something that you like that would cause you to feel comfortable with the music, and preferably those catchy songs. Songs that you they will make you be singing it during the day, or you remember a piece of it and you can sing along. Why? Because the exercise of singing, just like you sing the songs that you like in your native language, um, they will you're gonna memorize them faster than by reading a book or trying to memorize a pattern like a verb conjugation pattern or language expressions. So by listening to it, you get some of the intonation, some of the rhythm of the language. You're going to be able to pronounce words better because as you learn the song, you're going to improve your pronunciation, and then when you need to pronounce them, they are going to come out more in a clearer way. Is more of how a native speaker would say that. Um, the other thing is with music, with songs in music in general, um, the singers have a tendency of using very daily, um, what I'm trying to say, daily communication. So like high frequency words, common pronouns, common verbs, expressions of related to work and relationships and hobbies and things like that. So those words are very common. Nobody makes a song out of mechanics or medical stuff, right? So everything else is high frequency. So that helps you to get used to those vocabulary words. So you listen to the song, you work on a translation, or you find a translation for the lyrics, you memorize it, you understand what the song is saying, then you listen to a couple times, and because of how our brains process music through the artistic side of the brain with the cognitive side of the brain that will help you to memorize the lyrics of the song, it will create this stronger connection. So chances are you're gonna memorize a song faster than you're gonna memorize a listening passage from a grammar book, right? Once you do that, you're gonna be able to identify those sounds when you hear somebody saying, right? I remember using songs in Russian and Japanese, and especially English when I was learning English. That I like those songs. I learned the lyrics, and sometimes I would be talking to people or listening to somebody talking, and those words would just pop up, and they made perfect sense because it was already in my mind. Even if you don't use it, you're gonna recognize. Our ability to recognize a word, to identify either writing or listening, is it comes faster than our ability to write or to speak. So there's a sequence for those things, right? The first is recognition of writing material. The second is ability to you can talk, but you're not going to be able to understand much, right? Then you can um, write some and listen to some and understand, but depends on which language it is. Listening and writing comes in a different sequence. But first, you're able to read, and then you're able to talk. And comprehension comes first, and be able to write. Comprehensive language comes after too. So going back to music, um, you should use music if you are an auditory learner, because that will benefit you a lot. If you're not, you could give it a shot. Try to find a style of music that you like, that you feel is gonna you're gonna listen to it and you're gonna have fun. It's gonna be easier for you to internalize the song, and then you use that to study. And if the song you found is either too hard or you don't like it, you can always look for another one, right? It's very easy to find songs around. Um, One thing that I don't recommend is to use, if you're gonna use pop songs, pop music, be sure that those songs don't have a whole lot of slang, because first you don't want to start to learn a language through slang, right? You want to be able to communicate with all people, and it is easier for you to find somebody that you're gonna have a formal conversation than it is to find somebody that you're gonna use slang. You never know the type of people you're gonna encounter, right? And to be polite is always a good place to start. Um, so try to use older songs, more songs that they articulate more. Um, I know romantic songs are not always the ideal. Like people don't not this is not the ideal. Like it's not everybody that likes romantic songs, but they are generally slow. They articulate very well, and it's easier to get the vocab, right? Then if you wanna go to crazy heavy metal after that with the deep throat voice, is up to you, but it is gonna be harder. So it is a good tool. I've used before. Nowadays I haven't used as much, but I'm thinking about. I found some very interesting songs in different languages, so I might probably use that. Um, if you try to translate on your own, be aware that there will be some parts that you're going to need help from a native speaker because of the expressions in the language and slang and all other things like that, right? You can always find the translation for the lyrics online, but don't trust 100% on them, right? If you find discrepancies, talk to a native speaker and ask questions and try to figure out why it is done that way. Could be a regional thing, could be a slang, could be the style of singing of that person in specific. But don't rely on one source only. Always compare. Okay. There are other people that have talked about using music to study. You can look up on YouTube and just Google it. Is not that hard, and you're gonna find the other hints if you're interested in that. Um, if you like to talk more about music or have any questions, just leave a comment or send me a message, and I'll be glad to answer your questions. Okay, and that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time.